Oh yeah, so good to be here today. And today is a little bit different because I'm using a different device, which means I cannot be able to set my camera. So that's a very negative part, which we'll work on it as we go, because after facing some challenges using code space, I chose to use my device, and yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm doing today. But we'll find out, we'll fix the camera thing, because I have been trying to get the drivers to make sure that it can work, but it was not as easy as it's supposed. Apart from that, the rest is great. Tell me, how are you today? So, as I mentioned yesterday, and I'm continuing to build this panel. This is one of the panel that I believe will solve huge problem of multi usage of resources. So there's a kind of behavior of using multiple resources, and it's kind of wasting a lot of resources, starting with the memory and storage. So that's the main solution we are bringing in, and it will be interesting because it's not going to be easy, as you know already. It's going to take some steps because this is a full panel. So it's not something that you build one day and it's already up and running, even though we have a lot of tools now to use to facilitate the speed, but still is not going to be as quick as I could wish. But yeah, so this is the journey that you are seeing, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Yeah, welcome. The panel itself is called Gquiaire panel. It's have been built on two specific technologies. One is, okay, slow, let me see. One is let's see. So one is the use of Golang. That's one of the key technology we are using. But the other one is Next.js. So those are the two technologies that we are putting together to build this particular solution. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting journey to see how this come to fulfillment step by step. It's going to take a lot. Yeah, and I don't know how will we fix that. Let me hear the feedback. Interesting journey. Yeah, I think the sound is good. I hear the voice is quiet better. Let me grab my few things. Let me set some of the few things here, because I have to be also live on TikTok in a certain way. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, let's go to the coding part, because that's where we want. That's where everything starts. So yeah, here I'll be able to log in. I just need to do that, and this is the dashboard. It looks so basic, and you feel like, so what is happening there? So the UI is ready and is dialect, and we have here now the application. So when you deploy your application, you can create application in a number of things, but yeah, we'll look at all of that, and we'll go through step by step, because we are still building it, and we're still going to change a number of things. So yes, let me see. I'm thinking of something which I don't know. Let's see. Is that possible, right? Yeah, it's possible. Okay, so the thing that we're going to do here, so if you see here, this is one of the simple applications that has been deployed using this particular platform. It's not yet deployed, it has been created. So you can create an application and then you deploy that application. So the app itself is simple. It's going to be using Nginx and it's having, that's simple. If you are not using Git, so this we are going to be Branch. The port part you can choose to change, because most of the time ports are used by other people, things like that. So you can choose what to do according to what you want. But yeah, so you can change the port, you can add other things, and now there's deploy. This deploy number one, this is for Docker, basically Docker deployment. There's nothing more. This will take the application and they run the Docker deployment and push this to the Docker system. And boom, the app will be up and running. But here we have deploy from GitHub. This only you use only when you have all this information. You need to have the URL, you need to have the branch, you need to have the Docker paths, because these are very necessary to make sure that the Docker deployment is taking place. How is going to happen? This is taking the, oh my god, I really understand that without Camilla it's a little bit off, but yeah, what isn't we do? So this, when you do this, is there any way we can do something here? What if we use phone? I don't know. Okay, I will not distract myself. Let's continue. So what you do here with this is you deploy that as you want and it goes as you want, but here you don't have much, and if it's deployed properly, this log will be up. So if you see here, they prefer to start deployment, which we are going to see why. But also you can have the environment variables which are not, yeah, this is already activated, and the like. And that also take us to the deployment part also. This is, every time you create application, will take you here. So if I go back here, create application, will take me here to where I can create the application in a specific manner. So there's Docker image or GitHub repository. You are the one choosing which one you are going to use. And the next is now following the instructions as you're supposed to do, filling these places as you want to do, and then you are good to go. Yeah. And the last part, which also this brings power to the user, which I haven't seen to all of this panel, is the access to the rest of the container in your Docker. Yes, because you need to know what is already in. So this gives you that chance to control and be in charge. So you can manage even Docker containers that you didn't install direct through the application, which is good. This actually, to be specific, it helped me a lot to see how many Docker which were running on the background, but I could not tell because this is Ubuntu, so you just see why the computer seems to be taking a lot of memory, but without knowing that there is a lot being used at the back end. Yeah, okay. So this is one of the plus feature I like most also, and I really love it. You can see in details what that image is all about. So this is Mongo, and when was it initiated. You can do number of things, you can check, you can inspect it, and all of this you are doing it direct from your browser, which means that if you are going to run this on the server, you are going to do a lot of power in your hand, so you can see all this of information direct from your browser without stress at all. Let me see if I can go. Yeah. Yep. So after that, so this is inspect, which will give you all the details you want to see from the application. But apart from that, you have restart. The terminal is coming soon. We are working on that. We want to make sure that you can have the access to terminal. Why I think this is important, I believe that this will give us chance to see. The good thing about Docker applications, you can be able to learn from their making. And I think you can be able to learn from their making. Let me see. Which is a good thing, because you can be able to see from the different angles that, okay, this is what is being done, and what can I do, how can I do it, things like that. Yeah. Things like that. But this is crazy. Yeah. Apart from that, so we have terminal, as I said, we have logs, as you saw, and you can be able to follow to see what is really happening on the log part. And this is also part of the other angle of the application, the actual application. You can stop this, you can delete, and you can do these two commands that I love the most, because these two commands, they will help you to cut a lot of, and especially this one, if you actually, let's click them. I will not continue with them. They give you the details only here. So they tells you that what will happen. Okay, let me do this. So when you click this, they will tell you exactly what will happen. So this will remove all unused Docker data, dangling images, stopped container, and the like. But now, with the difference from this one will remove all unused Docker data, including volume and network. It remove everything, as long as that the Docker image or container is not being used, then this one will totally remove it automatically. Yeah, as long as that is not being used, then it will pull it out, it will push it off, which is a way better way to control Docker. If you are doing anything with Docker, then I think you will need this particular panel, because I use EasyPanel, and the EasyPanel is not open source. That's one of the problems, first of all. So as long as that is not open source, any day somebody will wake up and feel like, you know what, I don't think I will do this again, and things might change. So because of that, I said, okay, what if we build this panel right now when we are still having the EasyPanel on our side, so that we can be able to do what we want to do. Yeah, so the coding will continue from there. I think that is very basic information. If you're on TikTok, unfortunately I'm not having the access to share the screen there, and I was trying to use the camera, but I didn't like the view. So yeah, let's see. I think we'll go together as we go, and I'll try to explain as much as I can to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, but also feel free to talk to me. It's okay, because coding is part of life, and we need to mix both of them. So yeah, this is what I'm working on now, and going forward I will go deep now on the deployment, because I'm working currently on making sure that now the deployment process is going well, because there's one trick thing when you deploy Docker. Every Docker image or Docker container need to have specific a unique port that is going to publish or to be accessible through. But now if you are learning some of the Docker, you find most of them by default they are using maybe 8 or 8000 or 880. So you find out that most of them they are using the same port, which can be tricky. This is too zoomed, right? Yeah, which can be tricky. So how do you deal with that? Is we need to find a way to control that. I have already set the environment to control ports, but it needs a little bit now next few things that I have to work on to make sure that I control that totally. Because if you see the application here, when you go to edit, you are passing this, but now this has to be passed when now we are doing the actual deployment on the back end, because we are using we are using Golang, and it's amazing. It have more power comparing to these other languages when it comes to number of things. But also when I was doing some research about this, I came across the build kit, which there's a number of changes that are happening on Docker, which I think as we continue we will need to include in our app, but for now is not a big deal. For now is not really a big deal. So let me take you now to the really application. So yeah, we have our API here. This is the fully API that has the application, and you see the application processes, and when we go to deploy, this is our API for deployment, which we are using database in one way to get the information. So if I go back to UI, you see there is a name, there is image. This information are kept in the database, and also there is a port. Domain is not much unless you have this kind of proper access and you have configured them properly, but these 2-3 things are very necessary. The name for just the tag, the image itself that you are going to use, but also the port. So now when we go to deployment, what happened here is we get the information back. We query all the information based on the ID, and after getting the information based on the ID, then we use that information to do the parsing. But also let me show you the database itself. The good thing is with SQLite being part of the system, you can be able to access database as if it was a file, which is so good. And this is open source, so you can get it online. You can go online on GitHub, and you can be able to edit. For those who are on YouTube, I'm very, very, very concerned that today my camera is not working because of the device change. So I really understand that you will bear with me for today, because you are only seeing but you cannot see who is talking. I understand, and it doesn't feel good. But yeah, let's work together on this condition, just like that. Hope it will be easy. But yeah, so this is the database part, and as any database, we have key things, so the information is here dialect, and we can query it, we can change. So you can build it on your own also. You can change this if you feel like, no, this is not the way I want the Docker to flow. But yeah, so we get the env if there's any env variables, because most of the Docker file, they have the environment variables that they need to use to make the application do the specific things. Some of the application, they need you to define the domain, but also if you are using, maybe you are running application for AI, so you need environment variable to keep that key, things like that. So you can be able to keep that in the database, and that when the building is happening, that information is picked from there, pushed here, and then you're good to go. Cool. I think I should find another alternative for this. I should find another alternative for this series, because good. Yep. So after that, after getting the env and the other information that are coming from there, then we come to Docker utility. This is where now the magic itself happen, that we want to use this particular variable cre to do the magic, and to create container, run all the things that's supposed to be run. So there is image, we need to get the image from the database. If there's env variables, we need to pass that there. And I think that's when everything goes well, then you have container which is running. So that's where I'm going to focus now, to make sure that the first deployment is working. That's number one goal, to make the deployment part working properly. Yeah, after that, then I can go to next part. That, okay, what about this? So, okay, so this is coming from, it's the whole deployment, I think. Yeah, it's the whole deployment. So the deployment from GitHub, I will not touch it for now, because that is another, it's a little bit more complex, but it's going to work also after we are done with normal deployment, the normal basic Docker deployment. But deployment from GitHub, you know the steps that you need. You need to build the image, you need to have the Docker, build the image. It's a lot, but we'll fix it too. We'll fix it. So let's work on this. And I think another key thing here we need to remember is the image, because I think I didn't call the port, because the port is very necessary here. The port is very necessary. I'll put the port after env. I don't know. I will fix my camera. I'm sure tomorrow I'll be having my camera working well, so that we have all things set. Yeah, because this doesn't look good. I don't like it. Okay, let me cross check again. I love to check these names. You can complain the whole day if you just mistaken write something in a wrong way. So we have for that port is there. Okay, what else do I need which I will use there? I have branch. I need to check all of them, so that if there is a volume, yeah, I think that's the best way. Instead of calling one, I think the best way is to check everything here, to call everything, so that if there is anything that is available, it should be used. What do you think? Should we get all? Or should we define them? That's another part. That's another part. Because if we look here, where is my database? If you look here, it's number of things, but not all, because I don't need some of these things. I need volumes. Okay, let me take note of this. Not all. Not all. Okay, include. Let's include what we are having. Volumes. If it's going to be there, that's okay. Build ads. Okay. And we want what again? We want port is already there. What else do we want? We want name. We want image. And we want what? Name, image. Env is already there. Yeah. Name, image, and okay. Now I have that. Let's go back here. We cannot do all. It's going to be noise. So we have. Okay, I'll go back. So I have, okay, I have port. After port, I have what? I have build ads, volume actually, volumes. And we have build ads. We have what? I think that's all. Yeah. This is everything that matters most. Okay, can we go back here? Good. So we have ID, which is necessary, not necessary because we know it already, but name, image, if it's there, port if it's there, volumes if it's there, build ads if it's there, which is good. All right. And from there, then we use that information here. Good. I don't like when you squeeze this and then they choose to be a little bit. Go for that. So we have app ID, app name. Okay. All right. Okay, so good. Okay, so we have that, and we have the flow like that. If build ads is there and the like, then from that point of view, we go to the next part, which is interesting. Yeah. So the next part is the building itself. So env is being passed there, which is not an issue. I'm looking at the create before mounting. Yeah, the mount of volumes, if we have any. Import binding, if it's there, which is very key, because especially if you don't say any port, then most of the time your app will crash with other app, because the ports, most of these apps, they use the same similar port. So yeah, it's very important. So yeah, we have set some kind of a good flow all along this direction. Okay, I think that's okay. Along this direction, and I think here we are good. We are good to go. Yeah. Yeah, we're good to go. We are really good to go. Let me verify a few things. So we have that, we have that, we have that, we have that. We have the port, and then we create our new client and do the magic. Boom. And then in the Docker image is okay. Because without binding, then it will be crashing. But I think, yeah, that's another part to research about. Because there is now part to research, especially for proxy, which is very key. Yeah, that's another topic for another time. But yeah, we'll leave that, because this one will cut a lot of stress, a lot. But we'll see that later. Let's go back to our code. Okay, so I hope this should be what we need. And if that's so true, then we do update the database with a new container ID, and then we are good to go. Let's see. I will restart the server. I will restart the server to make sure that we are all set. And then yeah, so we do go run c main. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So we have when I talk about port, if you just coming in, you see like the current server is running on 8080. So if I deploy another Docker which is going to run on that, it will be like, no, that is already being used, and that will be like you cannot do anything. Let's go to deploy and see if this will work. What, did we change any input? No, failed. Why? It's good. Let's see. Okay, resource server responded with status not found. Let me see the network part. And the network part is saying, okay, let me redo that with network part activated. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I see. One deploy part not found. Okay, that's good. So it's just a API ID. Okay, it's just a mistake done here. Let me see here, because we need an application, we need ID deploy. Good. Let's go to the main. We need ID deploy, and that comes with API applications. Okay, API application ID deploy. Good. That's exactly. All right, applications. deploy, and then here we go. Okay, I see. Oh, guess what? What is the problem? I love it. So if you look here, if we go back to our app, this is pointing to the same UI. It's not going to the server. That's why it's being failing, because it's, instead of going to the server, it's going to itself, which is interesting. I don't know why. It's pointing to this endpoint, this URL. So let's go and fix that quickly. So we need to find a page for that, should be details. Yeah, this one, and that should be deploy, the deploy button, and edit and the deployment. Yeah, I should pick this. I should receive this call. So 1 minute. Back to the video. So yeah, it was an important call. Okay, we'll call again. So now we want to go to deploy from, no, not that one, the normal deploy, handle deploy, and the handle deploy is, the issue is here. The issue is here. When you do this, what is happening is picking from the normal, the current UI, which is interesting. Actually, I have to move this to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be on this end, because I love to put all my codes on one particular area so that they don't do the behavior like this. You see, those are the behaviors I should avoid. Okay, so did I open it? Yeah, so I can close my B, and then I will come to get application, good, from GitHub, create application. Good. Yep. And we'll move that. So we get that. We need to read the less. Where do I need that? Do I need that? Yeah, I think I need that. Where was that function here? So this one is going to expect the JSON, and then the JSON is going to be returned. So here we call deploy application, and we pass the ID, and we are good. I love that. Yeah, so that now we have a proper URL, and this is defined so it cannot change just abruptly like what happened, things like that. Yeah, if you have all things defined at the one place, it's a good way to control your API flow. Okay, so API, your application deploy, that's good. We hope this will work as magic as we are used to. So that being said, I have also to fix this one too, because I have that already, and I think I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that. So no, this one need more than that. This one I need number of things for that, because I need, yeah, I need a lot. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's leave that for now, and we'll say, yeah, we'll say that for now, because that is not complete. But this one, it only just need the ID, and the ID comes back here. We pass the ID, we go do things on the back end. The difference between, actually both of them, they need ID, because I'm confusing with this other, this one. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, because when we are talking about this deploy and these are already set, already configured. The only thing that is missing is pressing the button and see the magic. But yeah, I think this is good. So with that said, I don't need to restart this. Let me reload. With that said, I can be able to come to deploy. Let me return my inspect, so that I can be able to see all the errors that are going to pop up and shout like, no way. Okay, so if I press that, what am I getting? I'm getting that. This time it's reaching to our API, but it's facing some issues, which is good, but it's reaching to our API. Yeah, good. What is the issue here? Failed to create container, error response from no such image. Okay, my naming was bad. My naming was bad. Okay, the Docker. Yeah, they say where is this image coming from? Nginx, I think. Yep. So okay, I see. So if I want that, I need to be a little bit more specific, but this is noisy. Why? Okay. Yep. So if I want that, I can go with this. This is a full name, and that should be available. I can go with this, or I can go with, yeah, I hope so. Yep. This is proper, I think. Yeah, that's is well said. Because yeah. So good. Yeah, the tags here, we have that, or you can copy all of these. So from here going up, because the rest of the part is going to be done on the back end, on the system itself. But I need to make it easier, because the idea of this Gquiaire panel is to make the whole process as easier as possible. And I think I don't like it if I need to do all that magic behind, but yeah. So yeah, let's go back here. We saved this already. The update has been done. So if we go back here, we have the new. So let's go to the deployment and see. Still where to start. Why? I gonna see my code here. This is Nginx Gquiaire. okay, there's no, so I have to pass the whole thing because the latest, they tried the latest and it was like no latest here. So what if they don't have the latest? What naming should I copy this? Let me get all of this, yeah, because that's a tag. From here to the last, that's a proper naming tag. I think that we need to cut that. That's a lot of stressing if somebody has to go through all of that. But you should know when you are dealing with that, you need to say it properly. What is it now? All these images are not there. Then something is wrong. Something is not okay somewhere. Let me find out now, because I'm getting no such image every time, which is good, but it's a sign that something is not okay. Let me find out. Let me dig deeper. Let me check this. Because if everything will be ending on UI, I love that. Deployment. So the only stress you are going to do is to build your app and build the Docker file. Then from there, you're good to go. No stress, nothing. You just build your app, give it a Docker, and then you're good. Yeah. Because I love Docker Hub. You get all the Docker files, Docker image you need. Where is that? It should be application. Where is it? Here. Before that, so we have container create. Okay, start. That's for starting, but creating here. Yep. On TikTok, how are you guys? I'm happy to have you here. I'm not able to show the screen, but I'm showing on YouTube, and on YouTube I cannot show the camera because it's interesting. So you guys, you see me, the YouTube guys, they're seeing the code. It's fair deal. Yeah. Fair deal. Okay, so we need to pull the image and then we do the magic. Okay, I see that. So image pull, background. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, but why should? Okay. We'll see that. Because it was supposed to pull if it doesn't find it locally, because that's how it's supposed to work, right? Or am I missing something? It was supposed to try to find it locally. If the image is not there, then it goes. It have to check it on. But this is programmatically, so I think things work different when you are using Docker and when you are using Docker API. Yeah, let's start our AI. Our server and relearn it. So yeah, there we go. So go run CW. Can I show the screen on TikTok? Let me find out. I think I wish I could be showing the screen too. Okay, let's see. All right. And I did forget, but I don't know if the screen is visible. Tell me. If it's not, I will turn my camera to me. Yeah, that will be easy. But I want you to see everything as we are seeing. Thank you very much, Victor. How are you, by the way? It has been a while, man. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, so back to the code. Back to the code. Ooh, let me push it up. There we go. Thank you for the gifts. You're amazing, Victor. Thank you, thank you. I don't know, guys, from TikTok, if you think it's clear enough. Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. I'm getting gift finally. I didn't know that. That's amazing. Not clear, then I will return to my face, because yeah, it shouldn't be. Let me return to my face. Let me see. Okay, there we go. All right. Yep. Nice. Thank you very much. That's a very good thing. Feedback is everything we want. So yeah, let's go back here. So normally on Docker, when you ask for image, if they are not, the image is not in locally, they go online. But with API it seems to be different, so I have to do the image pull, and after pulling, if that goes through, then I can do the image container create. So let's see, let's do that and see what will happen, because this is good. Did I restart that? Yes. For sake of clarity, then let's restart it again. And the funny thing is, the mic is for the YouTube, so sometime I forget, and I think you guys, you can hear me. The voice is clear, right? Where did it connect? I think I'm connected to the, yeah, connected here. Yep. Okay, I think now we are fixed with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so let's continue. So now we have pull and then create. Let's see that. This is nice. This is really nice. I really love this already. Okay. I really love this already. Okay, so let me get to the image again. So I want a very light image, very light, but the Nginx is light, I think. Let's go to official. So official is easy to use, right? So we have this one, which is stable. It has number of vulnerability. Let me go back to the other one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Go with this one and we'll copy that. We'll come back here and say, okay, you know what? Let's edit you again. We have that. And I'm tempted to try. Oh, I need to reload. Yeah. What is that container? So we have container issue. What is going to the container? The container is working. Yeah. Container issue. Let me see here. Yeah. The Docker container has issues, which is good. So the application, okay, nice, that's good. Okay, yeah. Here we're getting details and we are getting update deploy from Git, which is nothing at all. All right, there we go. The server is off, which is good. So good, back to normal. Yeah. Yeah. Good. So let's edit this again. We have our Nginx done, and then we go to deploy. Finger crossed. Deployment started. Amazing. Then this is beautiful. So our app, our first deployment is taking place as we are speaking right now. So soon we'll be having this part activated. Actually, another thing that I have to work on after this deployment working properly is to have the building process also logged and also the rest of the thing. Because yeah, let's see. The simple is here. As you can see, it's running but it's exited. Why? What was the problem? Let's find out. Because this log was supposed to be on the other side. Error creating client configuration. This one is crazy. It's needing this all crazy things. So that was bad. That was a bad call, bad choice of the Docker. But yeah, thank you. There's two ways. I can delete the whole application here, or I can go and delete it separate here. That's why I'm saying I love this part, because you have You don't get this control with the easy panel. No, you don't. You don't at all. So this is good. Oh my God. It's going to be okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. I love to Kinger myself. Good. So we can see the logs, we can see the issue. Oh, this is the log, but I need this on, and also the port. So service port must be defined, and these are environment variables. So but the nature of this image is not so helping us. Yeah, this is Nginx ingress. You can find out what does that mean. It's crazy. It's crazy thing that it does. So yeah, we get the basic guy. This is the basic. Which one is the basic? Because there's too many. Let me go back. Unit. Let me challenge this. Let me test one thing also. Instead of stressing about defining, I will keep it simple and see where we'll go. I can get rid of this. Yeah. There we go. So we're back. I'll go back here and I will say, okay, let's edit. For now, I'm going to go with that, and I will say, okay, let's do this. We'll save that. After saving that, I'll go to deploy, and I will learn deploying. Let's see. That should pull the simplest deployment. The logs are not yet there, but yeah, we'll see. If we go back here, you see it's running. The simple one is up and running. I love that. Only thing that I'm not happy with is, okay, let's see the application. Did it get the logs? No. So that's another part to work on. Okay, the deployment has taken place and the container is up and running now. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. And let me see, it's supposed to be, what was the port again? So we send it to 8088. Let's see if that is the case, see if it has been published to that. Localhost 888. Nope, that's not. But it couldn't work without, because it could not run on 8, because on 8 there is already something. Yeah. So yeah, let's find. Let me fix first. Let me get the log first. Yeah, I need the logs to be returned here. I need the logs to be here because I need to be seeing the things right here, not me following them to the Docker community. And it's up and running actually. It's beautiful. This server is up. This Nginx is up and running, and trying to see. Let's see to the Let's inspect this. No, I'm inspecting wrong thing. Okay. All right. Okay, entry point. On network, where is the network? Network is on 88. Is this 88 to the... Yeah, it's on 88. 80. The port was... The port is working. But why they didn't show me? They wanted to... Because in Nginx they should say something. Okay. Let's use 127. Yeah. 127.888. Yep. 127.00. Let me go to 00. Right. Wait, do I have... I'm not having the... Okay. Okay. I know. Good. But the good thing is I can see things and I can tell that we are in the right direction. So yeah, that's a very good sign. Very good sign. On TikTok, how are you guys? I'm very happy. I'm not able to show there the code, but you can check on GitHub. You can check it on GitHub. All right. Good. So far so good. So far so good. So we have the port, but we are not able to access it, which is good. All right. Yeah. Yeah. This as long as that this is there, but it's not accessible, then let's find out. Let's start with the log, because this is working and it should also show that it's working, which is another time, but the logs are not showing. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. Okay. Good. Yeah. And that could be, did we check an error here? Let me find if there's an error for logs. Yeah, let's find out. Nope, there's no any errors for log. So image is okay, created is okay. If we reload this, get application, I see. I think I know now the problem, because if I'm looking at the code, the returned data, there is no container ID. So even though the container is there, okay, let's fix that. Good. Oh. It's okay. Yeah. verify that. Okay, it's a long, very long ID. So what happened that it didn't save here? So pull the image, create container, and what happened that update the database didn't take place. Okay. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Let's do one thing first. So if I click that and I click logs, this one will make a call here, and the call will have the Docker. So what I'm going to do manually right now is to go back here and to go back to my application, to go to the details, to do the actual edit, and allow that. I really love that. This is interesting. Okay. Remember, this app is built by me, so I can go around many ways. Yeah, don't try this at... Wait, the ID is there already. So why the UI is not pulling? Because that's thanks. Now you see the good thing of being able to like reach over the corner. The ID is here. Container ID is right here. But when we go back here on the UI, I can't see that. When I check on the returned code, where is the network. On the network, there's nothing. There's no UI ID. There's no container ID. Okay. So I think the problem is on the response way. Okay, I see. It's crazy, you know? Because on the database, the UI is, the ID is already set. Then I was like, what happened between creation and updating the database? That was my main question, but now I know that was no problem at all. It's just that the UI part is acting smart. The UI part is acting smart. I changed the device, so maybe you are writing messages, I will not be able to see them. I'm working on a number of things to make sure that my experience with you guys. Why? Actually, the chat is disabled for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, I really appreciate you guys. Very good. I'm sure we'll be able to. Let me see. Did I deactivate comments by mistake? It's made for. Oh yeah, that's the problem. It was saying it's made for kids. Because when it's on the made for the kids, and why did that happen? Yeah, then the chat is activated. Okay, yeah, so you can write messages now because I didn't see that part. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and I know changes are inevitable, so we need to accept them as we are changing from one platform to another, from one look to another. We need to accept them. Okay, back, done talking. So the database is having the information we want, which is good. Now the issue is why this guy is not getting, and this guy we are talking about is the page details. Page details is the one that is like, you know what, you guys, you are going to hustle a little bit. Because it's not coming through here, but it's going to be coming shortly. Let's find out. So we are, there's two parts I'm guessing. One is either we are not sending it from the original server because I added that later. Yes, that was added feature. Let's verify that. Where is that? Am I on the right? Oh, I can go back to list because that's where things comes in. Yeah. Oh no. That's for details. Let's go to application. It's also coming without. So this is API issue. It's not even front-end issue. So let's find our main goal. So the main goal here, list applications, and how we are doing that. Docker file, you see. It's not there. I knew there's somewhere that. Okay. Can we do this? And do we do close others? Then we need to call this back. So that we can get database. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see here, we are selecting ID, name, image, and status created, domain, port. We are missing that container is not in the list. What? Container ID. Yeah. With that, I think we are almost done. I think that's only one thing I need to do. But also on the GitHub, where is that? Main, come back. On the get app. On the get app also, I'm not getting everything here. Domain ports, the same issue. Because I remember I added that later. So let's verify our Docker. So our, yeah, I wish, okay. So we have image, we have env, we have status created, domain and port, git branch, Dockerfile volumes, even volumes. Am I calling volumes? Yeah, it's the only thing which was missing was that. So yeah, let's restart our server and see what we can do. If that will work, and then we see. Yeah, let's see that. I love that. Now the UI in Frontend is having issue. Okay, that's good. I love that. Oh, just changed one thing, but I didn't change everything. That is bad. Yeah, I changed only one part. I'm missing one more part. Which part am I missing? Okay, so we have that container ID. The network call. Take me to the network call. The DB error. So DB error means that actually I'm really, it's crazy. Get up. Let's go back to our main. We go from list application, and that is where we are dealing with container. From there we get the row, and this row we are doing that here. That's where there is issue here. Was here And then from that, very good. Delisa, how are you? You're very much welcome. Okay, so good. Mash, build and mash. That's all. That's everything from that. But also we go back to main, we go to get up. I think we are done with this part. Container. It's just what the log info. Gquiaire for what? Is that container ID? Okay. Okay, here we go. This one, yep. Okay. All right, let me see that. Oh God, that's funny. That's really funny. Okay. Hi guys, how are you? Problem of this is you talk alone a lot, which is tricky but it's interesting. Yep. I think that's what I want, right? Good. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Good, good. So we are there. Now we are... Alright. So we have that. I need to convert that to string. Okay. Followed by that, which is okay. And then we are good to go. Especially, let's check the content ID. So we have but we're checking as a group here, right? Let's see. We're scanning them. I'll move it from this list. Yep. Can't be null. I don't believe that. Nope. So we have okay. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. So we check is a string whatsoever, then we push that. Okay. After that, okay, then that's that sound ideal? Then we go to volume, we go to that, all right, let's spin this server. Let's restart this server. Go run cmd. I love Golang. I should spend more time on Golang, I think. Moving from Java to JavaScript, Python. Now I feel like if I spend more time on Golang, I might fall in love again. Yeah, I might fall in love again with this language. There we go. I didn't check one thing here. Let me see application. I want to see if it's coming with ID. No. Oh, let me clear this. Let's go to applications. I think something somewhere is missing. What is that? Yeah, something somewhere is missing, because going back to my database, I am 100 plus 2% container ID is there. Wait. Wait, why? Why is not showing? Because I'm 100%, not I'm 100%, I can see it. I don't even need to believe, I know it's there. So if that is the case, where am I doing something brand like really? From applications, this data is coming. I'm very positive this data is coming through, but something somewhere. Should I let's see. Let's see. Yeah. What? There's a lot. Look at that for now. So we have that. Right. Yeah, it's there, container ID. So there's no way it can hide. I thought it's the model that is holding me back, but it's not. The model is okay. So the model is sending what it's supposed to do, it's saying what it's supposed to say, and yep. Did I restart actually? Because maybe I didn't restart that. Maybe I didn't. And I think another thing that I need to make this up is real time. It has to be, there we go. There, it's now here. Nice and sweet. Yep. So I love that. It's coming now through the logs. They are here now. I love this. You see? Now we are having proper working panel. This is beautiful so far. Not the way I want it, but it's a good starting point. So with that, this is 8:45. With that, okay, I need also to show the port. We need to make, okay, let's now fix the accessibility, because this is fixed. The container is up and running. You can check it direct from the container itself, or you can check it from the Docker part. It uses the same name of the name of the application, so you know you are not going to guess around about that. Now the main part is, yeah, the same log is the same log the other side. The main part is now the accessibility, to make sure that you can access it. And my goal is, because I think proxy is a good idea, but it's tricky. So let's see if we can make, but no, because the good thing of proxy, you don't need to stress about a lot of things. It's here, man. Yeah, this page describes the contribution, the configuration, how to configure the Docker to use proxy via environment variable in container. This page does not describe how to configure. Okay, we know that if your container need to use HTTP, HTTP, FTP, you can configure it differently. Configure Docker direct. Done. No proxy. I think we need to do that, but that's not for now. Let's go back to our app. Let's go back to our app and see what we can do. So now it's working, but it's working. Let's go with that. Now it's working, but accessibility is not, because the port is passed, is assigned, the binding took place. You see here? Yeah, this is where the binding tool shows that it's not using the butane. Yeah, I think that's a proper word. Yeah, it's not using the butane, but it's using the binded port. But now, okay, let's follow this. So we have host config, bind null, container ID file, okay, log file. Let me work on this. Let me work on this and find out why and where. We have simple there. I love that. Over a Linux, it's beautiful. But why? Let's start from here. This is network mode. Okay. Restart policy. Okay, those are the things I have to remember. I have to remember about restart feature so that it can restart every time. Yeah, we have already a volume driver, so it's not an issue. but the restart feature is very key. So the main part I'm going to look at now is this network mode, to make sure that it can be able to access it on your system. If it's connected now on the big server, then you can be able to access it anywhere. Yeah. And remember, this is open source, so you can go to GitHub, search Gquiaire panel, and then you'll be able to see Gquiaire -panel. Yeah. You'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to contribute. You'll be able to try it. Currently is not as much. There's no much. These are among the few things that are going in. But as we are continuing, there will be more than this. So yeah. Don't worry, maybe you'll be part of this. Maybe you'll be contributing toward this. Who knows? Maybe we suggest some good features too. Because the main idea is to bring in now shared memory, shared storage. Those are the main things that I'm trying to solve here. Shared memory, shared storage. For this, especially if you are using AI tools, you are building some AI tools and they are using the same libraries, we want to make sure that they're sharing storage and memory. I don't know if that makes sense, because the problem of the good thing, the issue is Docker is solving the problem of having shared environment. But with the shared environment, with solving the containerized environment, it creates another problem, that you duplicate the storage and you duplicate the memory usage on the same thing. So that's, now we need to keep the, it's interesting because we are going to keep the containerized experience, but with a shared possibility. You see that? So you are still within container, but have kind of mingled where it's supposed to be. We'll see. It's a long journey, but let's go. So yeah, let's continue now. Let's find out why we cannot access that. Where was I? Okay. Let's find out. Let's find out why I cannot access that. Why can I not access this, which is running already? It's running properly. I don't know if you guys. Yep, let's see what is going to be what. GitHub? No, I'm not using GitHub today because GitHub was crazy yesterday. Today I'm learning on my own device. That's why my camera is not working, because this is a different device. Yeah. So yeah, the GitHub was a little bit unfair. Yep. So let's see what are they saying. They're saying that actually we can do some terminal. We can do some terminal testing. Yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I see the problem. I really see the problem. Now the problem is so the problem is when I did the mapping, I did the mapping one direction, which is crazy. Yeah, let me show you where I did the funny mapping. So the mapping that I did, which made it not work, is the system took this to be both sides, so that the Docker itself is saving using this port, but also I want now that same port to be accessed on this other side, which is not the case. Mostly this should be using 80, yeah, 80 possibly. So that's a very interesting part. So wait, if that is the case, I'll try one thing. Let me test this, then we'll stop this, we'll edit this and give it, what I'm thinking is I'll give it this. Oh, this is number only. Now I should add another. Yeah. What if it should detect automatically? I don't need to say the port from the Docker. What do you think? I don't need to say the port from the Docker. I need the Docker, because the Docker knows the port is saving its content, but I need whatever Docker port it's using, it should now push that to my device, because this is opening the device, something you have got to get your hands read. Yeah, for real, this will keep me busy. This will keep me very busy. AMLO. Guys, I'm very sorry today. I'm not having my camera up. My camera was not, the drivers are not working on the device I'm using, and I couldn't stand doing it on the GitHub, because the GitHub was not ideal for me. It was not opening up the port, the accessibility, yeah. But yeah, all in all, we are here. But now let's go back to now the thinking of this port thing. My thinking of port was, if I give the port will be connected to the whatever port the image is broadcasting through. But the other thing, what happened was different. So what is, okay. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's try this. All right. Okay, let's get the port. Where is the database again? But I had it already. If I go back here, I can be able to see it, this one. Uh-oh. I think my time is up, but yeah, let me finalizing this. So yeah, let's go back here. And let's go back here. Let's see this. Where it's unable to start container. It's already up. Okay. I need sudo, right? I think so. What? Okay, let's see. Guys, I'll be stopping shortly because my time is up. Yeah, but I appreciate we did something today. We have the version that is kind of working. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Keep alive. Da 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 da. Not really useful. I don't get the useful info here. Not really useful. Oh, I should explain. All right, I'm trying to, yeah, let me go back because I'm going to be stopping shortly, but yeah, I'm working on this. Let me go back to the app for closing, right? So I'm working on this panel. This is going to be a Docker deployment panel. You can use it to deploy any kind of Docker you want, and it will be easy, but also it gives you the chance to do, the main part is to do the shared storage and the memory. Those are my main stress, because I see that's where a lot, especially my side, I feel like there's a really big gap. Because if you don't manage the storage and memory well, you need to add memory and storage every time. I run a VPS. I have number of apps that are all using the same libraries, but then I have to use the same differently. So you have 3 GB times whatever number of the app, then you have big memory that is not necessary. You are using 18 GB, which you don't need because you have the libraries already. But also the same way with memory. So this is going to solve those particular issues. What it's going to do is to make sure that you can be able to use the shared memory, to use the shared storage for those things that are supposed to be shared. And for those things that are supposed not to be shared, then it will not share anything. And this is I think this is the future of solving this kind of issues. Because trust me, if you are running some small services for the big application, and they all need to have the same environment as the big application. That's another interesting part. You are running something which is small, which is a complement to the big application, but for it to work well, you need to give it exactly the same environment as the big application. But it's going to use maybe quarter of that, or it's going to use the whole system, but doing a very minimum thing. So why can't we connect this thing? Why can't we hook the system that is already the primary system to this other small part? Yeah, that's what we are working on, and it's going well so far. You can deploy the Docker, you can deploy the GitHub. Is going to be the next thing, because there's number of steps, because you need to clone the GitHub. After cloning it, you need to build using the Docker in the GitHub, and then when you build the image, then you need to deploy that image. So there's a couple of steps that are going to be followed, but it's a long way to go, and it's beautiful to be part of this. And it's open source, so you can access it. If you go on GitHub, you can just write Gquiaire panel, Gquiaire-panel, because there's two repos. Actually, the other one is private, so you cannot see it. No problem. So Gquiaire-panel, you'll be able to see this particular repository, and you can be able to test it. You just need to have Golang installed, but the rest is just Next.js. Yep. So yeah, that's what I have been doing today, and I'm happy. And another thing that I love, which this was just added, is you can control so the rest of the Docker environment in here. So not only your application you deployed, no, but also the rest of the Docker that has been published. So here you can go here and deal with those, whatever you want. And I had this need of this because I love to use Docker. I love to test applications, but also sometimes I love to test application outside the system, because especially I run on EasyPanel. So sometimes I want to test a Docker dialect, a Docker file or Docker dialect, instead of depending on EasyPanel structures, because EasyPanel has a certain number of things, and there is a lot of other things that you can and you cannot. And also, yeah, so because of that, and you cannot see those Docker that you have just choose to spin without using EasyPanel. You cannot see them in EasyPanel. But with this system, Gquiaire panel will be offering you that. You'll be able to see them, you'll be able to deal with them, you'll be able to control them. Because the main thing is, if we're building a controller, if we're building a panel, let's the panel do all the work. And how does that even, the good part that I should also mention is, the panel doesn't need a lot to run. So you can have your small server, you spin this, and then you are good to go. Because the issue about Docker is you need to start quickly and you're up and running. You don't need to stress. You need a server, you are done. You need to run a certain application, you are done. You need to try a certain Olama online, you are done. A few minutes, you have Olama up and running. You are able to test a few models. You are happy that, okay, I think this is enough, and you are out. But you don't need to struggle, you don't need to go up and down, which is most of these tools have. Actually, saying about that, I remember one thing that I have to take note is Docker Compose. Yeah, that's another thing that I should take note, so that when you, instead of you stressing about everything, you can also use that dialect. So thank you for asking, guys. You are amazing. I think you are the best people ever, and you make this so So good. So let's meet again tomorrow. I'll be here at the same time, and I'm sure I'll be having more features added because I'm continuing working on it after stopping the live, and I'm sure there'll be more to share and more to get your feedback from. Yeah, let's know what you think. Tell me what you think, and tell me what is your idea. Yeah, for real, and thank you very much. That's good to hear. But there's a lot to go because the main part is these things are already being done by a number of tools. But the main part, what I want to see is to see that part of shared, because that's my main goal, to be able to share, but also to be able to isolate. So it's a container which is also sharing its information or its data in a certain way. Mostly the libraries. Instead of having number of libraries, it's crazy. If you do anything related to AI or machine learning, you'll see you have number. You can even be surprised that your computer will be full because of few applications that have a very heavy environment space that is packed with libraries. And you delete that, you find like, okay, I never lost the space. WPF based image, what is that? I'm not sure if I know that. WPF, what is WPF? Because we are focusing on Docker, so if you can deploy anything using Docker, then you'll be able to use this. Whatever you can pack on Docker, you'll be able to, because the big brain behind Gquiaire panel is going to be Docker. Yeah. So whatever you can deploy using Docker, you'll be able to deploy using this, as long as that you can do it on Docker. Because the brain, the magic, the whatever thing is going to run this show is going to be just Docker. And database, we can put the rest of the thing that can be added, they are going to be just for show. You can add AI, you can add number of things, AI to generate the Docker image, Docker file, maybe to generate Docker file on the go. So somebody just bring their zip file and the system will analyze that and create. Those are the very simple things, but the key part is to be able to manage everything on the low level using Docker. Yeah. Sure thing. So yes, let's meet tomorrow when we are going to be seeing what have we added and what can we do with this. And also, yeah, if you are interested, you want to look at it, please go to GitHub. Go to GitHub. Let's see. Go to GitHub and go to Gquiaire panel. Yeah. Go to GitHub, go to Gquiaire panel. You can be able to do as much as you want. Yeah, that would be cool. Let's see what you are going to suggest. There's a lot to be done, and some of the API I have started putting some documentation so you can be able to understand them. The application API, the Docker API, so you can read through and understand. But also I'm going to add more documentation as I go, because I want it to be as clear as possible to anyone who is going to be interested. Yeah, for sure. And when we are done with everything, then we pack it and we push it, people start to enjoy. When you enjoy, as you who are using it, because to me, I wanted to solve my problems. I know there's a lot. Good. I think coding is sweet, but I have to stop now.